What's up guys, David Sherwack here. Today I'm going to be doing a tutorial on ghost stunt fasts. So first off, let me just do an example of the trick. All right, there's an example of the trick. Now you've probably seen this trick a lot from a lot of top level players. It's a very common way to end tricks. This is a trick that I have slowly gotten better at and have really found a way to be consistent at over the past couple of months. So first off, let's talk about the ghost itself. For this first example here, I'm just going to be going from like a juggle spike. One trick that you should be familiar with before you even think about trying this trick is a ghost lighthouse, just like that. You could even just go up to a ghost lighthouse like that, but it's probably best to go from it or to do a ghost lighthouse from a juggle. Let's just go from spike here. We're gonna do a juggle. And as you see, I give it that nice little ghost throw. I try and keep it actually not as straight up as possible. What I actually do is keep it a little bit like the spike a little bit forward. I personally like doing it that way because I find it hard to do like a perfect straight up throw like that. And chances are anyways, when you do the ghost, if the spike's a little bit forward as it travels through the air, by the time you do the ghost stunt fast, more often than not, the spike is going to be facing straight up. Now, this is the easy part of the trick, right? The setup is the easy part with the Ken. The difficult part is being aware of where the bevel is. And that's really the most important thing I want to talk about in this video is tama awareness. Chances are when you're doing this trick, you're already going to have some level of comfortability with juggling, and you're going to be able to have some level of, you know, hole awareness of where the hole is. Like as I'm juggling right now, I'm kind of keeping the hole in a similar spot and I know where it is the entire time. Except if you get a string tangle like that. So that's something that just kind of comes with muscle memory over time. It's a really hard thing to teach and it's a really hard thing to learn quickly. But as you juggle more and more, you're going to be able to just kind of know where the bevel is, and you need to use that to your advantage with this trick. One thing I try to do is always be aware of where that bevel is. If I know that I'm going for a ghost stunt fast trick, what I'll do is I'll take a glance, or I'll kind of honestly be watching the tama the entire way through. Say I catch it here, I know it's just a little half rotation. There's certain catches, like if I caught it here, that's going to be a lot harder for me to, because then I got to do something like that. So my general rule is I try and keep the tama bevel facing to the left. I guess if you're juggling the more traditional way, you're going to want to keep it facing to the right like this. But again, with how I juggle, I try and keep it facing to the left, and that also helps me just know where it is the entire time. If it's over here, it's a lot harder to know exactly where it is. If I can see it the entire time, the chance that I am able to do a ghost stunt fast is a lot higher. So a way that you can practice this is just by doing like a trick that's pretty easy for you. Like this little combo here, trip Ken, jug. And if you're already super good at this combo, then you don't need to focus on what the Ken is doing. All you need to do is really put all your focus into, where the bevel is. One more thing I want to mention here is making sure that you're doing the ghost stunt fast at the apex of the Ken, when the Ken is at its highest point during that ghost throw. If you're doing it too low, you're not giving yourself enough time or space to catch it. Another thing to be comfortable with is obviously you should know how to just do like a pull-up stunt fast, maybe even some stunt fast flips as well, because the same kind of principles apply where you're catching the Ken on the bevel at its highest point. So a lot of this is just like muscle memory and practice. A lot of it is just watching the tama the entire way through. Obviously there's certain tricks that you could do more consistently with this. Like if you're just doing one tama throw, like if you're just going spike jug, I feel like you can control the bevel a lot better. Like see there, I can just kind of ghost the tama unless the string tugs like that. I can ghost the tama, and then ideally the bevel's still kind of at the bottom, so it makes it a little bit easier like that. One thing you're also gonna learn as you do this is you're gonna be able to just kind of ingrain into your muscle memory slight different ways to adjust your hand. Like with that last one, it wasn't perfect. The bevel wasn't perfect, so I had to like kind of move my hand out of the way, kind of like this. So you're just gonna pick up on little things like that as you do this trick. Another big thing, don't forget to use your knees. I feel like as kendama players, when we're learning new tricks, we often forget to use our knees. The more knees you use, this trick is gonna be so much easier. You're gonna have so much more time to spot that up. Let me do an example of a trick where I'm not necessarily watching the tama the entire way through, but I do look at the whole position on like the last juggle, let's say. Like there, that was kind of a sketchy example, but on the last throw, I was just able to quickly just spot where that bevel is, adjust, and do the ghost stunt fast. So I'm not watching for the tama hole the entire way through that trick, because that's a hard trick, and I need to focus on, you know, the taps and the late Ken flip. But at the end, I can, on that last throw, I can spot where it is and adjust and go for it. So there we go. So yeah, that's gonna do it for this tutorial. This trick just takes so much time, so much practice. So don't be frustrated if you don't get it right away. It's one of those tricks that really is just all about muscle memory, and it's all about slight little adjustments. So the better you are at your juggles and the better you are at your tama control, the quicker this trick is gonna come. Yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, leave a like, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out. Oh.